What's going on, guys? It's Jimmy here. Welcome to our daily show where we discuss everything going on here in our country that you need to know about here on a daily basis. And tensions are really boiling up here on multiple different fronts here. Check this out. First, China is angry at us yet again as they stage more drills near Taiwan. As more U.S. lawmakers have visited, as you can see here in this photo, more congressmen have visited Taiwan here in the last 24 hours, and China is not happy and is staging more military drills yet again. And you got to wonder, is this the start of something bigger? Is this the start of something like the Ukraine-Russia incident? And is the US going to be caught in the middle of this, maybe something yet again, like we are right now kind of with Ukraine and Russia, and we've sent over $40 billion to them? If we're caught in the middle of China and Taiwan, remember we have the Taiwan-US Relations Act. We're kind of bound by a treaty to help them and supply them. That could cost us billions of dollars more and maybe put us in a World War III situation on two fronts at the same time. Yeah. And remember, China has 4 times the population of the United States. Yeah, you can see here, Chinese military said that they carried out more exercises here near Taiwan today as a group of U.S. lawmakers visited the Chinese claimed island and met President of Taiwan here, who said her government was committed to maintaining stability. The 5 U.S. lawmakers, led by Senator Ed Markey, arrived in Taipei on an unannounced visit late on Sunday, and now China is aware of it and is not happy. The second high-level group to visit following that of the U.S. House of Representatives Speaker Nancy Pelosi in early August, which set off several days of Chinese war games. The Chinese military units responsible for the area adjacent to Taiwan, the People's Liberation Army Eastern Theater Command, said it had organized military service joint combat readiness patrols and combat drills into the sea and airspace around Taiwan on Monday. The exercises were, get this, quote, a stern deterrent to the United States and Taiwan continue to play political tricks and undermine peace and stability across the Taiwan Strait. Yikes. China's defense ministry said in a separate statement that lawmakers' trips infringe on China's sovereignty and territorial integrity and fully expose the true face of the United States as a spoiler, and a spoiler of peace and stability in the Taiwan Strait. Quote, the Chinese People's Liberation Army continues to train and prepare for war, resolutely defends national sovereignty and territorial integrity, and will resolutely crush any form of Taiwan independence, separatism, and foreign interference. This is a direct quote from China. So now the US has decided, let's go visit Taiwan again. My wife says, that was a good idea just a few weeks ago. Let's go try it again and see what the reaction is here again. In what world do we want to do this? Why do we want to provoke that beast over there? What outcome of this is a good idea? Do we want to be at war with China? In what scenario is this a good idea for anybody? Does anybody here listening want to be at war with China? I mean, has the war with Russia that we're indirectly associated with Has that been a good thing for anybody here? Is anybody happy about that? I mean, I think we've all noticed and we've all said here that the war in Russia has not been good for anybody. Do we now want a Chinese Taiwan war where the US might be directly or indirectly related or involved in that war as well? And remember, China is a huge nuclear threat as well. They have nuclear weapons, just like Russia, just like the US. Nobody wins in a nuclear war or a major war where nukes aren't used. Why are we even doing this? I It's just unbelievable the games that we're playing here. It's unbelievable. I'm completely awestruck. Let me know your thoughts in the comments because I really have a lot of criticism over this. And please tell me we're not going to do this again. Please tell me this is going to be the last time for a while. As if the Nancy Pelosi trip wasn't enough. And maybe they're like, okay, we made a statement. And they decide to do it again. What on earth is the reasoning here for this? That they couldn't have just jumped on a Zoom call to do?
Do you think maybe they're trying to say, don't worry, little guy. We've got your back. Don't worry. We're on your side.
But what did the Nancy Pelosi trip not convey for that?
I agree.
Why do we need to go and do this again?
I guess we're just really
Do we want to start a war? Are we trying to push that to actually happen?
I know, it's like we're taking a stick and kind of poking.
Yeah, we're like trying to literally ignite the flames here.
Yeah.
I mean, Nancy Pelosi left and they're literally like shooting missiles as the plane is leaving. Yeah. And now we're like, let's try it again. And let's see if we can get a slightly better response this time. Like, it's unbelievable.
Thank God I'm not going over there.
The only thing that could have even been better is to send the president over there or the president's wife. Like, because I mean, Nancy Pelosi, the only person higher than her besides the president and wife would be maybe Chuck Schumer. Yeah. But I mean, a lot of people would almost argue that Nancy Pelosi is a bigger name than Chuck Schumer. Mitch McConnell. Mitch McConnell. I don't think Mitch McConnell would go. I don't.
Go either way.
I mean, would you think Mitch McConnell would go over there? Boy. And if that tension wasn't enough here, we have a lot of tension here in the US here as well. You could see, I have multiple headlines here for you. Armed Trump supporters hold protests outside FBI offices in Phoenix, but actually all around the country this is happening here. You can see some footage here. Yeah. This is a becoming incidences here all around the country. Yikes. That's why I kind of mentioned this in the previous video that the FBI did do a full investigation into Hillary Clinton. I showed that on the screen. You can see the kind of statement here. This was just from a quick Google search. Statement by FBI Director James B. Comey back in 2016 on the investigation of Secretary Hillary Clinton's use of personal email system. I'm here to give you an update on the FBI's investigation of Secretary Clinton's use of personal email system. There's literally pages and pages and pages and pages and pages of stuff here. Again, so the FBI, they investigate all sorts of stuff here, whether it's Democrats, Republicans, Congress. I mean, this is back from 2016. So, in this particular case on former President Donald Trump, they had a search warrant, and I get that a lot of Republicans are upset about this, and there's a lot of political motivation here on this. But this is kind of why I wanted to show this here, because 2016 was 6 years ago, so a lot of people tend to forget about this stuff. But I mean, here's a statement literally from the FBI director that they were involved in a full blown investigation, and it was right before um, we had a lot of this going on right before the election, and Donald Trump said that part of this helped him win the election. So you could take that for what it's worth. I mean, I get that a lot of Republicans are going to say it's totally different, totally different. Of course, they're totally different incidences here. But if you look back throughout the years, the FBI investigates Republicans, they investigate Democrats, they investigate all sorts of different things. Of course, this situation is different. All the situations are different. We'll have to see what happens of it. Now, of course, they did find the documents at his estate that he was not supposed to have. He was not supposed to bring these documents. He was not supposed to have these documents. He was not supposed to take these documents from the White House at all after his presidency. So that's where the controversy has been. And whether or not the FBI decides to press charges, that will be where we see potentially. I don't know if that's going to happen. I think that if that happens, just looking at it from a realistic point of view, I think that would create a lot more political controversy. So the question here is, did they just try to get this stuff back, or are they going to pursue it further? Okay. Um, we'll have to see here on it. Now, a lot of people are saying they do have that right. I've seen a lot of comments in the comment section saying he should not be above the law. That that if he took this stuff and it's against the law, that nobody should be above the law. I mean, you can let me know your thoughts here on this, but I don't know. Everybody has a different, it's like having a nose. Everybody has a nose. Everybody has a different opinion on this. Whether or not the FBI is going to, where did we just hear that from? We just heard that quote from a movie here. But it's whether or not the FBI is going to press charges here. That is going to be a really, really. That's going to be an explosive firework that might set the country off. We'll see. You can see here we already have armed Trump supporters holding protests outside FBI offices on Saturday. We already have a man who tried and failed to breach the Cincinnati FBI offices. This was a few days ago. Police shot and killed him after a breach attempt and a highway pursuit here in Cincinnati. So this man was shot and killed. And then another man crashed into the barrier near the Capitol, open fired before shooting himself and died. So already that's at least 2 men that have died from this. So guys, let's not put ourselves in danger or anybody in danger here over this, because it we don't want to be doing that. Just like January 6th, let's not let's not put anybody lives at risk here. Now, we are seeing a lot of different details here from Business Insider. If Trump gets convicted of the Espionage Act, he faces a 10-year prison sentence, a legal analyst says. Now, of course, Trump has an entire team of lawyers and executive privilege He's saying that he declassified these documents and would, of course, fight this with a whole host of lawyers. And it would be hard to prove some of this stuff. And whether or not some of this stuff could even be, because he would have so many lawyers going against this. And, he's saying he declassified some of this stuff. So some of that stuff would be a lot of back and forth stuff and could take a long time to prove as well. Just looking at this kind of from different points of view here. But this is what a legal analyst says here if he was convicted, which is a very big if. Okay, there. And here's a little bit of an irony on this. Trump made it a felony to mishandle classified documents back in 2018. Some people say that he did this because he was going to try to get Hillary Clinton on some of this stuff, which never fully materialized. But now this could come back to bite him if it materializes. Again, big ifs there. But Trump is the one who actually signed it into law and made it a higher classification, made it a felony to mishandle classified documents, which these are top secret classified documents that the FBI recovered from his residence there in Mar-a-Lago. Yeah, few details have been made public as to why exactly the FBI and Justice Department felt the urgent need to raid Mar-a-Lago. There's some speculation, was there nuclear codes there? Were there major secrets that could be shared with other countries? There's a lot of speculation here on this stuff, and but whatever it was urgent enough that they needed to go and recover it as soon as possible. You can let me know your thoughts on this. Officials have not commented on what was contained in those records and whether there are implications for U.S. national security. Oddly enough, one of the multiple laws covering the mishandling of government information is one that Trump himself amended during his tenure in the Oval Office, as pointed out by Tennessee staff Senator Jeff Yarborough on Twitter. Tucked into a bill Trump signed into law in January 2018 was a provision increasing the punishment for knowingly removing classified materials with the intent to retain them at an unauthorized location. Yikes. Previously, someone found guilty of this crime could face up to 1 year in prison. When former CIA director was charged in 2015 with mishandling of classified data. He pleaded guilty under the statute to avoid a felony charge, as Politico pointed out. A similar situation unfolded a decade earlier when former National Security Advisor Samuel Berger pleaded guilty to removing terrorism-related materials from the National Archives in 2005. So this kind of stuff does happen periodically. Now a person convicted of violating this law can face up to 5 years in prison, making it a felony offense to mishandle classified documents under this new statute. So let me know your thoughts here in the comments. I'll keep you up to date here with everything going on here in our country on a daily basis. Make sure to subscribe down below to our YouTube channel. It's completely free to do so. And click the bell icon to get notifications when we go live here with new videos. New videos come out here every day at 10 a.m., 3 p.m., and 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. You can click here to watch my newest video next. And you can click here to see my new video on stimulus checks coming out here soon. So click on one of those videos next. Thanks for watching, guys, and I'll see you in the next video.